You know that feeling when someone says something so cruel in front of so many people that the room goes completely silent. Not the kind of silence that follows a joke that did not land, the kind of silence that follows something that cannot be unsaid. That is the silence I heard at my daughter's second birthday dinner. My sister looked across the table at my 5-year-old son, the boy my husband has loved and raised and coached and tucked in every night for 5 years. And she said it loud enough for everyone to hear. That is not even his kid. I want you to sit with that for a moment, because I need you to understand what kind of person says that. At a 2-year-old's birthday dinner, in front of the children, in front of both families, I had been down in the basement crying for an hour before I finally decided to tell someone what happened. And what I am about to share with you is not just a story about a jealous sister. It is a story about what happens when you warn someone not to cross a line, and they cross it anyway. My name is not important. What is important is that I have been married to Cole for 7 years. We have 2 children together, CJ, who is 5, and Emma, who just turned 2. Our marriage has been the kind of steady, quiet happiness that people do not post about on social media, because there is nothing dramatic to say. Cole is a caring and devoted father. We both work government jobs. We divide the housework and the child duties evenly. We take the kids somewhere together once a month, and we have one night to ourselves each month with a babysitter. It is not glamorous, it is real, and I have been the happiest I have ever been. That happiness has always had one shadow over it. My sister Erin. Some people are like weather. They change the atmosphere of every room they walk into. Erin has always been that kind of storm. From the moment I introduced Cole to my family, she interrogated him like a suspect. She called him a simp for being attentive to me. She made jokes about how he would probably kill me if I ever tried to leave him. She called his kindness serial killer behavior. She sat in the back of our wedding and got so drunk at the reception she had to be carried out. She did not attend my baby showers. She made a scene at my parents' house when Cole and I did not attend her wedding because I had just endured 36 hours of labor and been placed on bed rest. She called me names, she spread rumors, she picked fights at family gatherings and then acted like everyone else was overreacting. That is the woman who sat across from me at my daughter's birthday dinner, and I want you to understand something. I had warned her, not once. I had warned her many times. What she did not know was that I had also been watching. Emma turned 2 this week. Cole and I do not believe in grand parties for toddlers who will not remember them. We waited until CJ was 5 before throwing him a proper party and planned to do the same for Emma. So we arranged a small dinner at my parents' house. Both sets of grandparents, Cole's sister, and my parents asked me to invite Erin just to smooth things over after the wedding incident. I agreed reluctantly, only on the condition that she promised to behave. She arrived 20 minutes late while everyone was already eating. She walked in and did not say hello to me or to Emma, did not wish my daughter a happy birthday, did not bring a gift, asked who was going to serve her food, and her husband stood beside her looking like he would rather be anywhere else on earth. This was already a disaster, but the worst was still coming. Cole and I were in the kitchen getting dessert when it happened. We could hear my in-laws talking to CJ at the table. My father-in-law remarked that CJ was smart, just like his father. And then my sister snorted, loud enough for the whole table to hear, and said those words, "That is not even his kid." The table went silent. I walked back out of the kitchen and asked her what her problem was. She rolled her eyes, said she was tired of everyone pretending we were some perfect family, said CJ was my ex-boyfriend's child, said they had the same face and hair. My ex and I parted ways long before Cole and I got together. Cole and I were married when CJ was conceived. I had not seen or heard from my ex in years. The only reason CJ looked remotely like my ex was because both men have dark hair and dark eyes. I have a type, go figure. I was about to come across that table, but my father stopped me. He asked Erin to leave. She walked out, but not before telling Cole that he should get a paternity test if he did not want to keep raising a child that was not his. I watched Cole's face in that moment, and I felt something shift that I could not name yet. The ride home was completely silent. The children fell asleep in the car. Cole would not look at me. When we got home, I put the kids to bed and asked if he wanted to talk. He looked at me, said no, and started scrolling on his phone. That was when I went to the basement and cried for an hour, because I understood what Erin had done. She had not just insulted me in front of both families. She had planted something in my husband's mind, and I did not yet know how deep the roots would go. Cole came to me a few days later and said he wanted to speak. I put the kids in front of their tablets and we sat down. He asked me why my sister would say something like that if she did not know something. I told him because she is a childish person who was angry that dinner was not about her. He asked me when I last spoke to my ex. I told him I could not even remember, long before we got engaged. I had switched phones twice since then. Did not even have his number anymore. Then Cole asked if we could just get the test, and I felt something I had not expected. Not guilt, anger. I asked him for what and for who, and why we were letting my sister's rumors affect our marriage. He said he just wanted to put his mind at ease. I told him I was done talking about it and went upstairs. I slept in the spare room that night. I spent 3 days furious, not because he doubted me, but because she had won. She had done exactly what she set out to do. She had made him question me. She had made us fight. She had gotten exactly the reaction she wanted. And I was the one paying for it. Then I made a decision, not because Cole asked me to, not because of what my sister said. I took the paternity test because I was done letting this situation take up space in my life. I wanted it over. I wanted my family back. I wanted to stop sleeping in the spare room. We pulled CJ out of school early and told him it was just a quick checkup. We got him McDonald's on the way back. The clinic said they would email the results. As soon as I got back to my desk, the email arrived. Of course it was his child. Of course it was. It was always his child. I forwarded the results to Cole's sister, and she told me she and his parents were going to have a talk with him that evening. Cole came home with dinner from our favorite restaurant and flowers. We sat down together for the first time in days, and it finally felt like something was breathing again. After dinner, while we were washing up, he apologized, said he never should have doubted me. His sister told me later that she had threatened him with divorce just to frighten him into sense. It worked. We have been married for 7 years, and this was our first real fight. I was ready to put it behind us. But here is what Erin did not know. I was not done with her. After the paternity test, I started paying closer attention. I had not been lying when I told my sister I would end her if she pulled something like that again. I had meant every word. What most people did not know about my sister was that she had 2 Facebook accounts. The one she made in middle school that she abandoned, and the one she made in college that everyone knew about. About a year ago, she started using the middle school account again. She did not seem to realize that I was friends with her on both. She was active in a women's group on that account, a public group, and what she posted in that group was extraordinary. She posted constantly about how her husband annoyed her and did not fulfill her. She told other women who were unhappy in their marriages to just cheat, because men are stupid and they will not find out. She posted comments about how she had been seeing another man behind her husband's back since before they were married. I cataloged everything, screenshots, dates, comments, every single post. I did not know when I would use it, but I knew I would use it. That is the thing about patience. It is not passive, it is preparation. A few months later, my sister had a baby. She had been 2 months pregnant at Emma's birthday dinner. My parents were hosting a welcome home party for the baby at their house. She had guilt-tripped them into it. I was invited and I went, not to celebrate, to watch. At some point during the party, my mother commented on how cute the baby was. And Erin looked over at my children and said, "Yeah, it is leagues cuter than those crotch goblins." She did not think I heard. I was feeding Emma some watermelon. I passed Emma to Cole and told him quietly to take the kids to the other side of the yard. As soon as they were out of earshot, I walked over to my sister and I asked her one question. I asked her who the father was. She looked at me funny and laughed, said she was not easy like me, and I said, "So what is this?" And I showed her my phone, the Facebook account, the posts, the comments, the confession that she had been cheating since before her wedding. I watched the panic move across her face like weather rolling in across a flat field. I told her not to speak about my family again. Then I sent everything to the family group chat and told everyone to check their phones. Her in-laws were at the party. I left immediately after. A cousin told me later that Erin and her husband left separately, him long before her. The aftermath arrived in pieces over the following weeks. I heard most of it from my mother and cousins because Erin was not speaking to me. After the party, her husband left and went to stay with his parents. When he finally came back, they fought. He demanded a paternity test. He even invoked my name and said something like, "Your sister got one, so why can not you?" She was backed into the exact same corner she had backed me into. She took the test. The baby was not his. He ended things immediately. He asked her to leave his apartment. She moved in with one of the men she had been seeing. My parents told me she had wanted to come home to them, but after learning the full extent of what she had been doing, they said no. The group chat had spread further than I intended. A cousin went deeper into the old account and found that Erin had been gossiping about multiple family members by name for years, spreading private information to strangers, ruining reputations. Most of the family cut contact with her. She sent me a message telling me I had ruined her life. I want you to think about that for a moment. The woman who tried to end my marriage at my daughter's birthday dinner, who told my husband to demand a paternity test on my son, who called my children crotch goblins at her own baby's welcome home party, told me I had ruined her life. The difference between us is not that I won and she lost. The difference is that she fired a weapon she did not realize I had already been holding for months. Cole and I are planning a family vacation next year. He wants to renovate our basement into a family room when Emma starts school. I am working through courses that will put me in line for a promotion. CJ is thriving, Emma is too, and already running the entire house. The quiet, steady happiness I described at the beginning of this story is still here, intact, unbroken. My sister wanted to shatter it. She did not understand that some things are not fragile, they are rooted. And roots do not shatter, they simply grow deeper every time the ground shifts above them. I want to leave you with something before I go. Because this story is not really about Erin. It is about what happens when you spend years treating people as though their silence is permission, as though their patience is weakness, as though the fact that they have not yet responded means they never will. Some people are not quiet because they have nothing to say. They are quiet because they are waiting for the right moment to say it. And when that moment comes, everything they have been quietly collecting, everything they have been carefully watching, everything they have been patiently building arrives all at once, and there is nothing left to do but watch it land. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your city in the comments and tell me, was there a moment in this story where you stopped breathing? Was it when Aaron said those words at the birthday table? Was it when the paternity test came back and I forwarded it without a single word of drama? Or was it when I showed her the phone at that baby shower? I read every single comment, and I want to know which moment hit you the hardest. If this story gave you something today, please hit the like button right now. It helps this story reach someone who might need it. Subscribe to Jennifer's Story for new episodes every week. And the next story, already on your screen right now, is about a woman who discovered her husband had been keeping a secret account for 11 years. What was inside it will leave you completely unable to speak. Stay right there. You are not going to want to miss it.